Hey guys, this is Bacon Chris here, and it's been over a week since I last made videos, and I have been a little lazy too. Plus, I'm also looking at jobs, finding out what the best job for me is. And today's video is about me getting a job and how hard college was. So, the thing about college is that a lot of people want to go to college is so that they become rich. In reality, there are some majors, well, a lot of majors that don't actually make you rich. Like, for example, grade school teachers don't pay you too much money. That's kind of pity, or that's kind of weird, or I don't know what word to describe it. Yeah, it seems like a lot of stress because you pay for college is expensive, and you got to pay loans, or if you have enough money, then that. I used to go to college, and before I went to college, I had to take two hard tests, SAT and ACT, and still managed to get into college. I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to college, but I decided to maybe be a construction worker instead because they make decent money and they get paid more than teachers. The most important lesson that I learned from high school from one of my teachers about getting a job is don't pick the job that makes you the most money. Pick the job that you enjoy. And that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I want to be a construction worker because it's fun to build things. And I'm not going to be just any construction worker. I thought about just maybe doing like mini construction, like renovation, maybe some outdoor construction too, without the use of dangerous cranes and vehicles and tools. Safety is very important, but yeah, that's important, safety. I couldn't find any good trade schools near me, and I'm having trouble finding a good job for me to work, too. I applied to Target one time last year, and I waited 4 months, and they just didn't accept me. I don't know why, but that's weird because a lot of people want to get the job there, too. When I was in college, I started out as an undecided major. So I went full-time my first 2 semesters. Then my last 2 semesters, I went part-time. And I was still deciding on what I want to do with my life, too. And unfortunately, in the summer of 2019, my parents didn't have enough money for me to go to college, and I felt really sad. So I started to work with my parents and started to earn some money there. I am going to get a real job soon. So hopefully I'll have enough money to buy a good house, buy a car. Maybe I can buy some new video equipment too. And one of the jobs that I really wanted to have when I was a kid, but when I got older, I said, nah, I don't want that job anyway. The one job that I wanted to have was to be president of the United States. But unfortunately, I changed my mind about that. Because being president is a really hard job. And it's also not a permanent job, too, because the 22nd Amendment says that the president is limited to 2 terms. And the president can't, if the president lost the second election, then they can't go back. It can't be like Grover Cleveland, who was our 22nd and 24th president. I mean, Grover Cleveland was the first president to serve, and only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. In 1884, he ran against Benjamin Harrison, and Benjamin Harrison won. 4 years later, Grover Cleveland ran against Benjamin Harrison, and then Grover Cleveland won. And we did have a president also who served more than 2 terms. before the 22nd Amendment was established. And that president was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. And Franklin Delano Roosevelt served 4 terms. He was supposed to serve 16 years as president, but unfortunately he served 12 years because he died on April 12th, 1945. A couple years later, 22nd Amendment had to be established. So, and you can't always start being president right away after you graduate college, because there's a lot of experience that you should have as president. Because most of our presidents were lawyers, governors, mayors, senators, and politicians. Well, maybe, I don't know about politicians, but there was lieutenants, governors, and there's even people who were from the military, like George Washington and Ulysses S. Grant. And yes, we did have some presidents who were like businessmen too, like Donald Trump. And we had some presidents who were like professors, like Barack Obama, who taught unconstitutional law. And yeah, that's basically the history of what it's like to, what it takes to be a president. And you probably know the basic 3 rules about being president, which is 1, you must be 35 years or older. 2, you must be a U.S. resident for 14 years, consecutive years. And I think another one is born in the USA. And they should also have a political party, too, Democrat or Republican. Every 4 years, there's going to be a vote. And it's going to happen this year with Donald Trump and Joe Biden. So, another thing that I wanted to talk about with jobs is that one of the jobs that I really want to do one day is make movies. Because I enjoy making movies. And one of the things that I want to do with movies is create live action movies with action, superhero, and all the other stuff too. That's pretty fun too. When I was in high school, I created some random superheroes and supervillain team, and it was pretty funny because I created a villain called Garbage, which is the smelliest villain ever. And, you know, I mean, movies are fun to create too. I also create a love story about a rich boyfriend. And I also create a story about a knight who wants to become king. And these are my original works too. But I haven't written the full script yet or the full story yet. But sometimes I like to use my imagination and create my own movies. So yeah, I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to create movies too. But now today, I heard getting like an acting job or a career job with the movies is really hard. It's not easy to find a job everywhere you go. And one of the jobs I thought about maybe working for is I thought about working for Pixar. But unfortunately, Pixar is in Emeryville, California, while I live in Philadelphia, which is so long. I've never been in Pixar's campus, but I would love to take a trip there. Maybe I'll do a video one day where I go to the Pixar campus. It would be really cool to see what the art of Pixar would be like. And yes, Pixar is one of my favorite movie companies, along with Illumination and Warner Brothers, and Disney, and then DC, Marvel, 20th Century Fox, and all the other companies that I can think of too. So I'm going to probably get a job maybe like at a grocery store teach me some skill too. And if I want to work my way up for more money, I will have to apply myself. So I did apply for a construction job, but not really apply. But I asked my friend whose boyfriend actually works for it. But she will let me know when I can get the job too. Some jobs put you on a wait list, so, and just because you're put on wait list doesn't mean you have to wait for a job. You should try to apply for other jobs, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to start out either in a restaurant or a grocery store too. And I rather not give out my location, or maybe I will. You know what? I decided to just stick with maybe a retail store. But I decided not to give a location in Philadelphia, because I don't want people to know where I actually live. So I just want to keep my house safe too. And besides keeping myself safe, it's important. The most important lesson to learn: don't just get a job that makes you the most money. Get the job that you enjoy. And one day, maybe if I become a good construction worker too, and I work hard for my job as well, I might become manager too. Because sometimes there's jobs people, who have a regular job end up working hard, and then years later they become a professor. What I might do is, I might become manager in 40 years or 50 years or something. Takes a lot of experience too. And I did take a business class and learned about management a bit too, which is pretty awesome. That's all I would like to say for this video, and I'm going to keep looking for jobs. It's hard for me to find a job, but I'm going to do it. Just do it. Just like Nike says. Okay, guys. I'll see you guys later.